Hi. Since I've been placing these videos for the last 21 months or so, a number of people have asked me in the comments, Tom, what do you actually do to keep yourself occupied? What do you do? Well, I've spoken about that in general terms a number of times. I go to the gym a couple of times a week. I do my yoga stretches probably about 3 times a week, lying on the floor in this room on a yoga mat. I do my meditation every morning, about half an hour in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. Okay. What else? What do you occupy your day with? Well, I spend a fair bit of time sitting on this computer, this PC, desktop, and making videos, looking at other people's videos, studying, and at the moment I'm inspired to write another book. So over the last 5 days, less than that, last 4 days I've been writing a book, and I'm already up to chapter 6. Each chapter having roughly, say, 1,500 to 2,000 words. Okay, looking back at what I've done outside of this office, my study, back on the 30th of October, I went along to a Council of the Ageing meeting which had been organised in the city, in Sydney CBD, and spoke for 30 minutes in before a group of 35 people. This was followed by my financial advisor, who spoke for the next 30 minutes. We answered questions of the audience. So it was a fulfilling enough day for me. And then on the 11th of November, which is the Day of Remembrance, the Anzac Remembrance Day in Australia, I went along to a nursing home where I told them a couple of stories and recorded the ode with the sound of bugles and so forth. So this was another day what I did. 20th November, I went to another Council of the Ageing meeting, and this time the discussion was on loneliness in retirement. It was done by the head honcho of the New South Wales branch of COTA, a very nice lady called Gohar, who put up slides and so forth, and there were about 20 people in attendance. And that's the day I came down with the flu, standing in a crowded commuter train, absolutely packed. I didn't feel too bad until the next day, and then I got something dreadful, flu. I'm still getting over it all this time later, although the first week was pretty awful. Next, on the 4th of December, the financial advisor, who I'd spoken with earlier, invited me along to his client's Christmas party, and I gladly attended. I was asked to speak, to entertain that audience. There were 85 people sitting in that crowded restaurant, and quite frankly, I loved speaking to them. And I think they loved it too. There was plenty of applause, plenty of good food, plenty of wine. So that was another fulfilling day. And the very next day I booked myself into the Speakers Institute Boot Camp. The Speakers Institute Boot Camp. Now, I've been speaking to audiences now for 50 odd years, and I thought this will be a piece of cake. What can they really teach me? But I'll go along, I'll pay the fee and I'll go along. What a surprise I got. What a steep learning curve. I was put under pressure. Despite all my experience as a speaker and holding groups, big conferences and so forth, this was the real deal. I learned a lot. So I recommend it to anyone who wants to become a great public speaker, really expand, join the Speakers Institute. Okay, so that really brings me up to date, except I did attend a couple of Toastmaster meetings. I go to Toastmasters roughly once a week, and I have been a member of Toastmasters International now for over 50 years. So you can see that my life in retirement is a very active one. I'm involved with people, both inside the speakers organisation and outside of it. My advice to you, if you want to stay young at heart, keep fit, have a balance of exercise, keep your mind working, but most importantly, be motivated. Be motivated to do something to help the world out there. There's a lot of people hurting out there, a lot of retirees especially. So, to reiterate, keep fit, keep your mind active, and keep doing things that you love to do, which you know will help other people live happier lives.